I'm Eli.
I'm Katrina.
And we're reading ghost stories.
Yes, but I don't believe in ghosts, so we're just reading stories. People tend to jump to conclusions pretty often, and I think that it's easy to say that there's some higher being that is causing all of these things.
I fully believe in ghosts. I don't always believe in stories people tell me. I think are scenarios where it wasn't a ghost.
I grew up in a haunted house as a kid, and by golly, I seen some things. I mean, I heard things, I had my feet scrubbed, and on the last day before we moved out, my mom went to the kitchen and a little boy was standing there and ran through the back door.
Are you sure you were not that little boy?
I'm pretty sure.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts, because they're not real. They're fake. They're made up.
I think there's copyright infringement on that.
So official, God.
4 years ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a woman in a black dress standing beside my bed.
When I sat up, she started to accuse me of having done things that I hadn't done.
Saying that I had apparently stolen someone from her.
She then pulled me out of the bed while attacking me. Then suddenly she disappeared.
I was so afraid I couldn't get back to sleep. I wanted to believe it was a dream, but I was actually sore the next day.
Especially around my ankles where she had grabbed me while pulling me from the bed. Didn't I just say the same thing happened to me?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It is not a unique situation.
I personally have never been touched by a ghost, but I have seen a ghost next to my bed, so I feel like that's what they do. They
That's
wake
what
you
ghosts
up.
do. Rude as They just wake you up in the middle of the night.
That's something that can be seen in a fever dream.
So your ankles hurt in fever dreams?
You can get hurt when you have a fever, where everything feels sore and you feel it in your body, you get chills.
This is showing the telltale symptoms of sleep paralysis, which are you're half awake, half asleep. Generally, your brain tries to explain why you can't move by having a figure or somebody on top of you. I'm saying sleep paralysis.
Have you
I'm saying
experienced it
99% of these ghost stories are going to be sleep paralysis.
I had a nightstand next to my bed, and one night as I was laying in bed, the nightstand just started swaying as if someone were rocking it.
The nightstand was extremely heavy. There wasn't any breeze, and I wasn't leaning on it. Nothing else in the room was moving. I sprinted out of the room, and to this day, nobody can explain what happened.
It could really just be an old nightstand.
Those swaying old nightstands.
A table will sway.
Okay, I just thought of an explanation, Megan. I just came up with it.
Tell me more.
Someone was in the next room over, rocking the that was going on in their room.
I don't think they're banging while they're looking at this nightstand swaying back and forth. I'm pretty sure it sounds like she's sleeping by herself.
If she's sleeping, then how would she know that this happened?
What if
Ghost sex!
Ghost sex!
Ghost sex! We figured it out.
When I was younger, I walked into my bedroom and saw what looked like a girl in black ballet tights with orange stripes.
She was stopped in front of the mirror, looking sideways at me. When I looked again, the girl disappeared. I ran from the room, making my mother come back with me.
Years later, my mother confessed to me that she was frightened that day because before I was born, she had given ballet classes in that bedroom. The black and orange uniform had belonged to a girl that had been a student of hers who had passed away.
I'm first skeptical of the fact that she said that she taught classes in that room. It's weird that they lived there after that.
Potentially her spirit could have gotten attached to her favorite place.
It's a very particular outfit. It's not like the same, H&M t-shirt that everybody wears in the summertime. This is an actual legit orange stripe black ballet tights. That's very distinct.
Classic ghost story. Premise. You have a perfect location. Who's it haunted by? Someone who inhabited that location. Sentimental value attached to that location.
Well, what do you think it is, though, if it's not ghosts?
I think some ballet clothes were hanging in the room, and she saw it out of her peripheral vision. It was oh, is that a person? And then because she says she looked over there a second later, and it's oh, the person's gone. My father died when I was 10 years old, and my brother was 12. We slept in a bunk bed, and my brother had the upper bunk.
One night, I woke up in the middle of the night with someone softly caressing my head.
I assumed it was my brother and ignored it. When I went back to sleep, the caressing returned. I swiftly got out of bed to confront my brother.
But he was snoring quietly. I went back to bed and the caressing began a third time.
This brother's a troll. This brother just like slumped over, like caressed his brother's head, and then just like quickly started making some fake ass snoring sounds. But maybe it was his brother doing it for sweet reasons, you know? Maybe his brother was like, hey son, I miss you. This is from the afterlife.
I think there could be caressing involved when it comes to ghosts.
So if you could have a supportive, friend ghost, you would say yes. You'd be like, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Ghost Tinder.
Ghost? I don't know if I want to bang a ghost.
I feel like it's a really sweet thought that if his dad passed away, that he would come back when he could and, I don't know, just like try to say hello.
I think for me, when I hear that, I feel like a caress. It's more like, oh, maybe they were just itchy.
Oh my God,
Whoa,
a picture!
this one has a picture.
Oh my God. One day in class, a friend of mine fell asleep. I took a photo to show some other friends who were in another classroom. When I took the photo, nobody in the room was standing.
There was nobody behind me who could have cast a shadow, and there was nobody walking by in the classroom.
What is this? Who is that? That is goddamn evidence of a
That
ghost.
looks like a teacher shadow.
Yeah, I mean, this is creepy. I really wish, I know like you can't, but I want to see the whole like classroom, you know, like that seems
Yeah.
like it's a weird
Yeah,
perspective.
you're gonna zoom out and see something's on the ceiling casting that shadow.
So I shoot videos, okay?
Okay.
So exposure-wise, there's all this bright light. The amount of like kick you need to create this kind of silhouette on someone in order to cast anything off of this much blinding light, or in order to cast any shadow. So that means some magical film stuff went down and we caught something on camera.
But if you just like showed this picture to someone and you were like, is anything weird about this? I feel like they'd be like, no.
What is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for you to believe?
I need to be thrown across the wall and then just like pulled by my ankles and
It sounds like you're the one that wants to have sex with ghosts.
People trip out because ghosts aren't these like physical things that really, like they're so ethereal. But it's like they seem to have very vague physical properties. It's like sometimes they can strangle you, sometimes they can pick up objects, sometimes they can move things.
Look, I understand the imagination is a crazy place, and I understand that we could feel and see things that may not be there. But also, I think that ghosts and different things of that nature is, you know, it's been an accumulation of stories for so long that it can't help that even a little % true is kind of fascinating.
Personally, I do think that my screenplay about the brother who's trying to comfort his younger brother by creating a fictitious ghost dad is actually a much more compelling
Is
narrative
it called Ghost Daddy?
than a fake ghost story. Ghost Daddy, that's what it's called.
Hashtag Ghost Daddy.
Hashtag Ghost Daddy.